I said no like 3 times in the past. Just timing wasn't good. I was on tour or something was happening. I'm not sure. And this time, it was just a perfect moment for me.
Country music has long been celebrated for its heartfelt lyrics and relatable stories, to name a few. Many country stars have risen from humble beginnings to achieve fame with their music and charm. However, personal choices and public scrutiny have led some of these stars down a path of controversy and misjudgment. Join us as we review 21 country stars who, through one mistake, saw their careers take a dramatic downturn. Number 21, Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson wrote one of his biggest hits for his wife when you were having an argument.
Yeah, that's right. And I was out on the road, like you get out and rent cars. Used to, you could drive up and then clean your windshield. And
At number 21, we have Stonewall Jackson, a country singer in the late 1950s and 1960s. He was known for his honky-tonk style and vocals. Jackson had hits like Waterloo, Don't Be Angry, and I Washed My Hands in Muddy Water. In the year 2006, Stonewall Jackson made news headlines not for his music, but for filing a high-profile $20 million lawsuit against the Grand Ole Opry, where he was a member for over 40 years. The lawsuit's basis was age discrimination. He claimed that the Opry's management had sidelined him and other veteran performers in favor of younger acts. Jackson said that the management significantly reduced his opportunities to perform and disrespected him. Jackson's lawsuit drew attention to how veteran country artists were treated. It also affected Jackson because that institution was the core of his career. The lawsuit was settled outside of court in the year 2008. The damage to his reputation within the country community was severe, as many saw his actions as a betrayal of the institution that championed him, regardless of the legitimacy of his claims. He was no longer seen or allowed on the Opry stage, and his presence in country media and live events faded almost entirely. Long-term damage to Jackson's career included being blacklisted by the Grand Ole Opry and labeled a troublemaker by some industry insiders. Number 20, John Rich.
It guarantees us the right to pursue happiness. And the fact that we're allowed to pursue happiness should inherently make us happy.
John Rich was known as one half of the successful duo Big and Rich. He was a former member of Lone Star, who was also once one of country music's most prominent figures in the early 2000s. His songwriting skills, mixed with his flamboyant persona and genre-blending sound, made him a powerful voice in the industry. He also became a successful producer and TV personality, which helped him expand his influence in Nashville and beyond. John Rich's career took a major hit due to his outspoken and opinionated political commentary. As time passed, Rich became known less for his music and more for his controversial opinions, particularly his aggressive stances on social media and in interviews. He frequently made political statements aimed at attacking liberal politicians, celebrities, and even his fellow musicians. Some of his fans admired his boldness, but many others withdrew. His habit of jumping on controversial topics and positions made him an object of criticism, and his music career suffered the consequences. Radio stations, award shows, and industry peers began distancing themselves from him because they saw him as unpredictable. His once celebrated duo, Big and Rich, dropped in popularity as John's political persona took over the music. Over time, his solo work also struggled to gain an audience, as many people in the industry and fan base turned their backs on him. The damages he suffered included turning away a large portion of his potential audience, being effectively blacklisted from major country music events, and shifting from a star to a figure within politically charged circles. Number 19, Doug Supernaw.
Welcome to the show, my friends. On this show, we have special guest, Mr. Doug Supernaw. How are you doing, Doug?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
Meet Doug Supernaw, our star, at number 19. He was a rising star in the early 90s country scene. He was known for his traditional sound. His heartfelt ballads and rough-around-the-edges persona mixed well with fans hungry for authentic country music. This was when the genre was rapidly becoming more polished and influenced by the pop genre. Personal struggles, legal troubles, and erratic behavior tarnished Doug Supernaw's promising career. Throughout the mid to late 1990s, Supernaw became known for his confrontations with the law, which included arrests for assault, substance possession, and public intoxication. His unpredictable behaviors and combative attitude made him difficult to work with, causing the industry to distance itself from him. Other than his confrontations with the law, poor business decisions, and strained relationships with his record labels led to a rapid career collapse. By the early year 2000, Supernaw had disappeared from the country music charts and mainstream scene. He had been reduced to playing small venues. Number 18, Wynonna Judd.
It's going to take time, I think, and I didn't expect to cry. I think just because I'm a mom right now and dealing with teenagers.
Wynonna Judd, at number 18, was one half of a mother-daughter duo called the Judds. She was a force to be reckoned with in country music throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. Wynonna embarked on a successful solo career after Naomi Judd's health issues. Her vocals and personality made her one of the most respected women in the genre. However, as the years passed, Wynonna's scandals and legal troubles increasingly took over her career. She went through a series of messy divorces, including one marriage to a man who was later arrested for inappropriate behavior against a minor. She had her legal problems, including a DUI arrest in 2003. Her behavior, personal struggles with food addiction and codependency, and multiple trips to rehab further contributed to a tarnished public image. These matters were spoken about more than her music, and country radio stopped supporting her song releases. She went from being a country music star to a news headline. Number 17, Jason Aldean.
I love vintage T-shirts and
You sport it all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is a new one, but it's going in the A rotation.
Oh my God, I love it. I love your whole outfit, man. You look good.
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you.
Jason Aldean was one of the most successful country artists of the year 2010. He was known for his anthems and how he blended country songs with rock influences. In the year 2012, his career took a major hit when he was caught on camera making love with Brittany Kerr, a former American Idol contestant, while he was still married to his high school love, Jessica Ussery, at the time. The story was all over the place, and the media had a field day with photos circulating of the two kissing at a bar in Los Angeles. He was labeled a cheater and a hypocrite because his public image was always about him being a family man. The fallout was fast and severe. Though Aldean made a public apology about the situation, it was too late, as his reputation and public image were already damaged. He and Jessica Ussery got divorced a year after the incident. Aldean continued to have chart success, but the scandal altered his image in a way that never healed, and he was viewed as less authentic by both the media and segments of the country music audience. The long-term damage to his image, credibility, and brand was significant, making him one of the most talked about figures in mainstream country music throughout the rest of the decade. Number 16, Blake Shelton.
It is named after the state. Please say hello to Blake Shelton.
At number 16, we have Blake Shelton, one of the biggest stars in country music and a household name due to his role as a judge on The Voice. Shelton took a serious hit to his career in 2015 when a series of his old tweets resurfaced online. These tweets had many of his fans and critics label him as a racist, among others. The tweets contained offensive jokes and insensitive remarks, and they were widely condemned on social media and in the press. The outcome of those tweets happened immediately and was intense. Many people demanded he be held accountable and questioned, and they wanted to know Shelton's place in the inclusive country music landscape. Shelton issued a public apology, stating that the old tweets did not reflect who he was today, and the controversy had tarnished his reputation significantly. Some fans and advocacy groups refused to accept his apology, arguing that his comments were not just tasteless jokes, but indicative of deeper issues with prejudice and insensitivity. While his position on The Voice and his music career continued, the scandal created a permanent dent in his public image within the industry. The long-term damage includes ongoing criticism from fans and media whenever he is given new projects or awards that come his way. Number 15, Kid Rock.
The people that don't like me, they can go on this internet and find enough stuff to make them hate me. The people that love me, they can go on there and find enough stuff.
Moving to number 15, we have Kid Rock. Though he was often associated with rock and rap music, Kid Rock carved out a spot for himself in country music with crossover hits like Picture, featuring Sheryl Crow, and All Summer Long. His mixture of southern rock, country, and hip-hop, and his image as an outlaw with a rebellious nature, made him famous for several years. Kid Rock's career within country music and the entertainment industry at large took a nosedive because of his constant offensive political attacks, terrible stage behaviors, and statements. Throughout the 2010 season And into the 2020 season, Kid Rock repeatedly made headlines for launching foul language rants against politicians, journalists, and celebrities during his shows and public appearances. His frequent use of vulgar language, controversial jokes, and confrontational attitude pushed fans and industry insiders away. His career flatlining moment happened when he made a drunken, naughty rant on live television in 2019. In his rant, he insulted Oprah Winfrey and Joy Behar. The consequences of his actions were immediate and severe. Kid Rock was banned from several venues, award shows kept their distance from him, and his music was removed from various playlists and radio stations. He became an outcast within the mainstream country music world. He became so toxic that his association with country events, charities, and collaborations dried up. Number 14, Eric Church.
That's it. Well, I read a lot, so a lot of it's like a book. Like you can read a chapter of a book.
Number 14 brings us to someone known for his rebellious attitude, Eric Church. Church is known for carving his lane in the country music world with hits like Springsteen, Drink in My Hand, and Record Year. His image as an outlaw who is always on edge and his talent as a songwriter made him a favorite among those who appreciated his refusal to conform to Nashville norms. In 2012, Church made a mistake that changed his career during an interview with Rolling Stone. He criticized singing competition shows like American Idol and The Voice, saying that artists who got their start on those shows were not real musicians. Talks like this were common for artists who were generally proud and boastful. However, the problem arose when he directly mentioned fellow country stars like Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert, who had ties to American Idol. Church's comments caused an uproar, as people said picking on his peers was unnecessary. Carrie Underwood's husband retaliated on social media and called Church out for his disrespect. Church apologized, saying that his comments were taken out of context and that he respected his peers. Many people changed their view of him, now seeing him as arrogant and a loose cannon. Radio programmers and award shows became hesitant to embrace him fully, fearing that fans of the artists he criticized would come after them. Number 13, Morgan Wallen.
When did you realize that what you had done was a big deal?
My manager called me probably 2 hours before the video came out. You know, he's like, "Are you sitting down?" And
Morgan Wallen, our star at number 13, was on track to become one of country music's biggest breakout stars of the 2020s. Wallen was a favorite to both country purists and younger fans. His album, Dangerous, the Double Album, debuted at number 1 and dominated the charts. In early 2021, Wallen's career came to a stop when a video of him making racial insults outside his home after a night of partying showed online. The video was taken by a neighbor, which made people across the music industry and beyond angry. Radio stations stopped playing his songs, his label suspended him indefinitely, streaming services removed him from their playlists, and he was immediately disqualified from award shows. Wallen made a public apology and promised to do better. The issue brought serious, heated conversations about racism within country music. His album sales increased temporarily due to the controversy, but the long-term damage to his career was undeniable. Major brands and events distanced themselves from him, and his reputation as the next big star was deeply tarnished. Number 12, Dixie Chicks.
Now, obviously, you've done some traveling, some music, but first album in a long time. Why?
At number 12 is the Dixie Chicks, now known simply as The Chicks. They were once at the very top of the country music world. With massive hits like Wide Open Spaces, Cowboy Take Me Away, and Goodbye Earl, they sold millions of their albums. They collected numerous Grammy Awards, becoming one of music history's most successful female groups. In the year 2003, during a concert in London, the group's lead singer, Natalie Maines, told the audience they were ashamed of the fact that the President of the United States, who at that time was George W. Bush, was from Texas. The statement caused an uproar in the United States, especially among the conservative country music audience. Following the comment, country radio stations banned their songs, and fans called for the destruction of their CDs. They also received death threats. The Chicks were faced with being shut out of the industry completely, as they were blacklisted from award shows and their tours were canceled. They tried to address the controversy by releasing a confrontational song, Not Ready to Make Nice, and got praises and multiple Grammys. The damage to their career hit their fan base, as they lost a massive portion of their country fan base. and their music shifted away from the genre that once made them superstars. Years later, they rebranded as the Chicks, but their days as country radio stars were over. Number 11, David Allan Coe.
There's something about is it just the look or the sound of the Panhead, or is it just because that was part of your era when you got into it?
I just knew everything about it. I could take it apart blindfolded and put it back together.
David Allan Coe at number 11 was one of country music's notorious outlaws. He was known for his bold songwriting and controversial image. Coe became a cult hero among fans who loved hardcore country and the southern rock genre of music. His rough style and his rebellious spirit made him a top figure in the outlaw country movement of the 1970s and 80s. Coe's career suffered serious damage because he combined his offensive lyrical content, legal troubles, and troublesome behavior. He released several albums independently, and these albums featured extremely explicit racist and homophobic content, among others, in his lyrics, which were widely condemned by critics and fellow musicians. Coe defended the albums, saying they were intended as jokes, but the industry and the public did not see it that way. His reputation became toxic, and he was blacklisted from major record labels, award shows, and radio stations. Additionally, his history of arrests, tax evasion, and reports of violent behavior only added to his already controversial story. By the 1990s, Coe was largely removed from the mainstream country world, relegated to playing small clubs and biker rallies. Number 10, Hank Williams Jr.
I'm really charged up and ready to rock.
Love it.
Hank Williams Jr. was one of the biggest names in country music, following in the footsteps of his famous father, but made a name for himself using his wild image, rock-influenced sound, and tough attitude. He became one of the favorite country artists, especially on country radio, and even had his song used as the theme for Monday Night Football for over 20 years. But in 2011, Hank made a huge mistake during an interview on Fox News. His mistake was comparing the president at the time, Barack Obama, to Adolf Hitler while he was talking about politics. His comment immediately pitted him against his fans and media outlets. ESPN quickly cut ties with him and stopped using his music for Monday Night Football, one of his most high-profile platforms. Hank claimed his comments were misunderstood and blamed the media for twisting his words, but the damage was already done. Radio stations played his songs less, and award shows left him out. Instead of being seen as a country legend, he became known for his angry political rants and controversial opinions. His career never reached the same heights again after that one interview. Number 9, Sam Hunt.
A long-time legendary coach, coached there at UAB when I was there, and then Tyson, his son, was the quarterback coach. Yeah.
Sam Hunt at number 9 was one of country music's brightest new stars in the mid-2000s and teens. He had a smooth voice and used pop-influenced sound. Sam brought a fresh style that made him popular with younger country fans. His debut album was a huge success, and things looked like he was set to be one of country music's biggest stars for years. However, Sam made a serious mistake in early 2019 that hurt his career. He was arrested for driving under the influence after police saw him swerving on the road. They stopped him and found empty beer cans in his car. The news spread like wildfire, and people were disappointed, especially since Sam had kept a clean image until that incident. Sam admitted to making a bad decision that day and apologized. However, the damage to his reputation had already been done. Radio stations stopped playing his songs for a while, and he lost some of the trust he had built with his audience. Sam Hunt continued to make music, but the DUI arrest haunted him and made it harder for him to regain the same level of respect he once had. The mistake also delayed his career plans. Number 8, Billy Currington.
I love it all.
Okay. If you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
If I could learn to do anything, I'm a big fan of travel.
Number 8 brings us to Billy Currington, who was a popular country singer known for beachy songs like People Are Crazy, Good Directions, and Must Be Doing Something Right. His catchy tunes made him a favorite on country radio, and he built a reputation as an easygoing artist. But in 2013, Billy was arrested and charged with making terroristic threats.
Country singer Billy Currington has been arrested for making terroristic threats and alleged elder abuse. You know Billy Currington? He's a country singer.
And abuse of an elderly man near his home in Georgia. According to reports from witnesses at the scene, Billy became angry at a 70-year-old boat captain and threatened him during an argument. This shocked his fans and the media, as they had never seen this darker side of the singer. Billy pleaded no contest to the charges when he was taken to court and received probation and a fine. The incident had already damaged his public image. Country radio stations and festivals distanced themselves from him, and the story followed him in the media for a long time. He kept releasing songs after the incident, but he never fully got back to the level of success he had before because his fans and industry insiders saw him differently. The trouble with the law hurt his reputation as a fun, harmless artist. Number 7, Randy Travis.
Your book too is you feel like you're in your head. I mean, it's your voice.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Randy Travis at number 7 was one of the biggest country stars of the 1980s and 90s, well known for his deep voice and because he helped bring back traditional country sounds when the genre was beginning to sound more like pop. This made him a respected legend in the industry. In 2012, Randy was arrested for driving while drunk after crashing his car in Texas. Randy was found naked at the scene and acted aggressively toward the police, even threatening them. The incident made national news, and fans were shocked to see such a respected star in that situation. It was not his first time in trouble with the law, but this was the most damaging. Even though Randy apologized and said he was struggling with personal issues, the arrest hurt his image as a clean-cut, wholesome country star. He also suffered serious health problems soon after, including a stroke that left him unable to sing or speak clearly. While fans continued to respect his past work, the combination of his legal troubles and health issues ended his active music career. The long-term damage was clear, as he became more known for the scandal and his health battles than his music.
His legacy as a legend stayed, but the mistake left a dark spot on the later years of his career.
Number 6, Troy Gentry.
There's so many more heroes that go without being thanked. The firefighters, the policemen, it could be a mom, could be a dad, could be a teacher. And Eddie and I wanted to celebrate them as well.
Moving to number 6, we have Troy Gentry, one half of the country duo Montgomery Gentry, who was known for his rowdy blue-collar hits like My Town, Hell Yeah, and Where I Come From. With Eddie Montgomery, Troy helped the duo become one of the most popular country acts of the 2000s, winning awards and playing to packed crowds. In 2006, Troy was caught illegally killing a tame black bear inside an enclosed area in Minnesota. Troy paid to hunt the bear in a fenced pen called a canned hunt. Later, he tried to cover it up by tagging the animal as if he had hunted in the wild. When the truth was revealed, fans and animal rights groups were annoyed at the incident. Many saw his actions as cruel and dishonest, and the story hurt his image with the public and the country music industry. Troy pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor and paid a fine, but the damage was done. Some radio stations stopped playing Montgomery Gentry songs, and their popularity took a hit. Even though the duo kept making music and going on tours, they never fully recovered their good name, and the bear hunting scandal followed Troy for the rest of his life. Number 5, LeAnn Rimes.
Yes, and I have at times, where I'm at in my relationship with Eddie, I do not.
LeAnn Rimes was once seen as a child prodigy in country music, but she came into the spotlight at 13 years old with her hit song Blue, which reminded fans of the legendary Patsy Cline. She kept at it and quickly became one of the most successful young stars in the genre, winning Grammy Awards and selling millions of her albums. All through the late 1990s and early 2000s, she continued to enjoy success both in country and pop music. In 2009, LeAnn began an affair with actor Eddie Cibrian, even though they were both married to other people. The scandal gained attention and blew up in the media, with tabloids covering every detail. Though LeAnn and Eddie were at fault, fans focused on LeAnn and saw her as a homewrecker, so she faced harsh criticism. She and Eddie later married, but the damage to her reputation was already done. Country fans, who often value family and loyalty, turned on her, and radio stations became less interested in playing her new songs. Award shows left her out, and the press focused more on her personal life than her music. The affair changed how people saw her and damaged her once bright career in country and pop music. Number 4, Gretchen Wilson.
They had repossessed my vehicle that morning. The guy was nice enough though because you don't get no money until you're out there touring. So the song comes out and you're still sitting there penniless.
Gretchen Wilson became a country music star after releasing her hit song Redneck Woman in 2004. Her first album sold millions, and she won a Grammy Award, becoming one of the biggest female stars in country music at the time. As her fame grew, Gretchen's bad behavior offstage started to hurt her career as she became known for getting into fights, acting rudely at events, and having troubles with the law. The biggest blow came in 2018 when she was arrested at an airport for causing a disturbance on a flight. Police said she became aggressive and refused to calm down even after warnings. While Gretchen said it was no big deal, the arrest hurt her fading career. Radio stations and country music events stopped inviting her, and her newer music did not get attention. Her reputation for trouble off stage made it hard for her to rebuild her career, and the mistake at the airport became a symbol of her fall from grace. Number 3, Chely Wright.
I love this book. Shortly after I came out to my father, first of all, I'm freaking out that I'm on your show. I am such a fan.
Chely Wright was a talented country singer and songwriter who became successful in the late 1990s. She was praised for her strong voice and catchy songs and was seen as one of the rising female stars in country music. But in 2010, Chely came out as gay, becoming the first major country star to do so publicly. At the time, the country music industry was still very conservative, and fans were not ready to accept an openly gay artist. After her announcement, radio stations stopped playing her songs, sales of her albums dropped, and she was cut off from many country music events and award shows. Chely later said that after coming out, she lost almost all her fan base and struggled to make ends meet. The decision to live her truth was brave, but was dumb, knowing how conservative the industry was. Number 2, Billie Joe Shaver.
Yeah, because I always wrote the best I could, and if nobody recorded it, I assumed that if I was happy with it,
Billie Joe Shaver, at number 2, was a legendary figure in the outlaw country movement, gaining fame in the 1970s for his songwriting and honest storytelling. Shaver became a respected icon in country music, even if he never reached full mainstream stardom. This is because, in 2007, Billie Joe Shaver's reputation took a serious hit when he shot a man in the face outside a bar in Texas. Shaver claimed it was in self-defense. He was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which led to a long legal battle. During the trial in 2010, Shaver was acquitted by a jury. He avoided prison, but the shooting incident stuck with him, and many in the industry saw it as a sign of instability rather than toughness. His name became more associated with violence than his contributions to country music. Number 1, Johnny Rodriguez.
So I've been wanting to record my Yesterday album, like all my life, because that's what I first started singing when I was a little kid, about that tall. Everybody.
Johnny Rodriguez, one of the first successful Mexican-American country singers, rose to fame in the early 1970s with his smooth voice and blend of traditional country and Latin influences. His early success made him a standout in the country music scene during that era. In 1998, Johnny shot and killed a man. When asked, Johnny said the man was trying to steal from his home. It was later revealed that the man was a friend who had entered the home unannounced. Johnny was arrested and charged with killing someone. During the trial, he maintained that it was an accident and that he was scared. In the end, he was acquitted, with the court ruling that he acted in self-defense. Even though he avoided a prison sentence, the incident permanently stained his public image. The tragic shooting overshadowed his past accomplishments, and Johnny Rodriguez's career never fully recovered. While fame and success can elevate anyone to extraordinary heights, it also places them under constant watch, where a single misstep can reshape entire lives. The stories shared in this list reveal how personal choices, legal troubles, controversial statements, or public scandals have led some beloved country artists to face backlash, damaged reputations, or even the abrupt end of their careers. What can you say about these country artists? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.